For problem 15, refer to the table below that shows the number of fat grams a fast food sandwich contains, as well as the number of calories. And then for part A, it says to draw a scatter plot. So on my x-axis, I'm going to have total fat. And then on my y-axis, I'm going to have total calories. And then I notice on my total fat, the highest one is 30. 20. I think I can go by twos and get away with it. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34, 36, 38, 40. Okay, so I can do that. All right, and then along the total calories, it looks like the highest one is 560. So let's see, do I want to go by, I can go by 20s, 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. Nope, that's not going to get me up to 500. Let's go by, I think I'm going to go by, let's go by 25s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 100. 25, 50, 75, 200. 25, 50, 75, 300. 25, 50, 75, 400, and then this is going to be up to 500. I'm still going to be a little off, but at least I'll be close. Okay, so we've got 9 fat grams with 260 calories, so 9 fat grams goes up to 260. And then we've got 13 and 320. About right there. And then we've got 21, 420. And then we've got 31, 560, which is just going to be way off. So I'm going to put it up there somewhere. And then we've got 25, 500. There. It's really making a very nice line. And then we've got 28, 560. Right up there with that one. And we've got 24, 40. Probably about right there. And then we've got 5, 300. Okay, so then it asks us to, we did the scatter plot. Boom. Well, it says to find the line of best fit. Well, that would involve, first of all, making a line of best fit. And you should be using your ruler. I don't have the capabilities of using a ruler, so I'm just going to do my best to go through my points using the right steepness. Oh, that went way off. I need to readjust. Should have been down more like that. Okay, hopefully your line is way straighter than mine. Okay, it says to find the line of best fit. I'm going to pick 2 points on my line. I'm going to pick this one right here because it's on the line, and that was 10, 300, and I'm going to come down here and do all my work. 10, 300, and then another point that would be on that line. I think I'll pick this one right here, and again, it doesn't have to be a data point, although it could be. This was 24, 475, and we know if we want a line of best fit that I need to find the slope first. If you'd like to label yours x1, y1, x2, y2. Remember, for slope, it's y2 minus y1, so we'll do 475 minus 300 over x2 minus x1, 24 minus 10. 475 minus 300 is going to be 175. 24 minus 10 is 14, and then I'm going to use my calculator here to get an answer, and that's going to be 12.5, so that's my slope. And then we'll do y equals mx plus b. I'm going to pick 10 and 300. Those numbers look nicer. My y is 300. My m is 12.5. My x is 10 plus b. And then I'll get 300 equals 12.5 times 10 is 125 plus b. And then if I subtract 125, I'll get 300 minus 125, which is 175. So b is equal to 175. So my line is going to be y equals, my slope was 12.5, x plus 175. And you could kind of notice if I would have kept that going down, my line is touching at about 175, so that totally makes sense in that situation. Okay, then it says, is the correlation positive or negative? Well, since the line is headed up, the correlation would be positive. And would it be weak or strong? I'd say my dots are very close to each other and they're right near that line, so it will be strong. So when I explain, it would be positive. I'd say the data is headed up and the points are very close to my line. Okay, and then C, use your line of best fit to find the number of calories you should expect in a sandwich that contains 40 grams of fat. So that's a lot of fat in a sandwich. However, I think if you went to Burger King, you'd be about like that. So we would do 12.5 times 40 plus 175. I'm just using my equation and plugging in 40. So 12.5 times 40, whoop, try that again, 12.5 times 40 plus 175 gives me 675 calories, which would be about half of your daily calorie intake for the day for that burger or whatever I got.